I'm like, well, I'm not gonna date this person. He's obviously like messed up, he has some issues. He's potentially dangerous and very unpredictable. He must be amazing in bed. So I'm like, I'm gonna go. And I tried to like pretend that like I'm nervous about going to his house, and he's like, don't worry. If you feel threatened at all, I'll give you my knife and you can defend yourself. Single weirdest fucking thing anyone's ever said to me in my life. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to your house. Where do you live? Compton. Okay. He's not black. Everyone was thinking it. Like, that's just weird. So he looks... Oh, I didn't mention this earlier. He reminds me of my brother. Did I mention that? No, okay. So, when I was drunk making out with him at the Standard, I kind of noticed it, but I was like, whatever. He doesn't really look like him. So, I get to his house, and it's actually in Dominguez Hills, not Compton, so he lied about that too. And he's like, Dee, I'm sorry, I have a really good Irish accent, so I speak in an Irish accent when I'm at a bar because it's really easy to meet friends and like meet women. And I'm like, okay, well, I was wearing extensions that night, so I guess we both kind of lied. Whatever. So, and then he shows me that knife he was talking about, and it's pretty awesome actually, and he's like, gives me the knife and this like blinding flashlight, and he shows me what to do if a guy ever attacks me. And I'm like, this is informative, thank you. Cut to like 2 hours later, and we're hooking up. And I always I noticed even when I first went to his house that he kind of looked like my brother Sean. But it wasn't until like he was right here and we were making out and like he was already inside me that I was like, holy shit, he really looks like Sean. He really, really does. Like his smile, and then oh my god, then his eyes, his eyebrows, his hair, his basic body, his basic facial expressions. I was like, fuck, I can't believe like I'm fucking my little brother right now. So I literally just I like close my eyes as much as I can and like turn over as much as I can, and I'm just like trying to get it out of my head. And I'm like,
she doesn't stop it.
Why? Did I subconsciously do this? Like, do I miss my family? And I'm like, no, that makes no sense. And I hate to admit it, but it's true that Sean is my favorite brother. And always has been. And it's like, I think back to my childhood, and I remember when Sean was born, I was 6 years old, and I was so excited because my other brother, Kevin, and my sister, Alana, they were always mean to me. And a new sibling was being born, and I was like, yes, there's hope. So when Sean was little, I used to pretend that he was my son. And like I would tell other grown-ups and be like, this is my baby. And I'd be like, these idiots believe me. And I remember it was the first time I felt like true resentment towards my mother because I was so jealous that she could create someone. Like I didn't know that I would one day have that ability. So,
she would rip it from you?
Yeah, so I texted Sean the other day. By the way, this all happened last week. So I texted Sean yesterday because in my head I was like, maybe Connor doesn't even really look like Sean. Maybe I'm just like overanalyzing like apparently I do. And so I texted Sean the picture, and I'm like, hey, do you think this guy looks like you? And I hooked up with him. And he wrote back, and he wrote, absolutely, you freak. So, anyways, so Connor and I were, hooking up, and I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what should I do? Should I stop? Like, no, that's not fair to him. He wasn't doing anything wrong. In fact, he was doing a lot of things right. Like, he was doing things well, like, his thing was a good size, like, it's just like really hard to pass up, or to walk away from, so I didn't. And then I just had read 50 Shades of Grey, and we did some like light S&M stuff, so I was like, yes, like my 50 Shades of Grey fantasies are coming true, I can't pass this up. And, like, hard sex is good to find, what can I say? So, I'm like seriously at a loss, guys. I mean, I'm probably gonna hang out with him again this week, and I'm thinking of maybe having him wear like one of those like leather masks just once. Like I've never done that. I'm not a freak, but I'm like maybe that will help, or maybe it will be fucking frightening. But either way, that's another story. So we'll see. Thank you.